This year you need to forget the trends and really find the best hairstyle for your own face shape. You know, every year, without fail, we are given these trend forecasts, these predictions about what us guys are going to be doing with what we wear and what we're going to be doing with our hair. And actually, at the start of this week, I sat down, had a look at all these, and started pulling them together thinking that this was going to be the video. The trends, the hairstyles you need to have for this year. But actually, I was looking at it, I was thinking, a lot of these actually aren't great. And they're not going to suit everyone. And that is the whole part of this. We should be taking all these things as inspiration and not as prescription. And really, the thing that you should be getting right is what suits you and your face shape. So I'm stripping it right back, I'm going back to basics with you guys, looking at various face shapes, actually 6 that I have, breaking them down into round face shapes and square face shapes, and really giving you a bit of an idea about what's gonna suit you. Now first up, it's the square face shape. Now if you've got one of these, then you're gonna have a prominent forehead and a strong jawline. The length and width of the square face is usually about equal, and the chin is angular. Now this face shape is the most masculine of them all. It's very angular, it's very square. And actually guys, you can go one of 2 ways. If you wanna really mask it up, then you can keep it very short, very cropped, and go for that real military look. This actually really does work for this hairstyle. It will make you look super masculine and really push you into that alpha male way. But if you want to soften it up and maybe your personality is more sort of trend led and more style focused, then add a little bit more length and weight around the face. You really just want to soften that. Really the hair is coming up and over, kind of like how I've got here. What you're seeing here is the length of the hair and the texture is starting to soften that face slightly. Or you can go for a bit of a hybrid, so you can have loads of texture and volume at the top with a quiff, and then go for what we had with that buzz cut sort of on the sides with a high fade. Next up is the rectangular face shape. Now, if you've got this, then your face will be longer than it's wide. The length is the greatest measurement, so that's the top to the bottom. Your forehead, your cheekbones, and your jawline will all be similar in size. Now for this one, you really want to be adding width around your face. If you've got like a 1 fade or a 0, a skin fade, then really you're going to be making your face look even thinner and longer. And the same really goes for volume. If you've got a massive quiff or a pomp, you're going to be elongating that face and again making it look even bigger. You really will be going into cartoon character style. Really kind of what you want to be doing here is be keeping that length on the side and adding texture into the top. Really what's perfect for this is a scissor cut. The first one really is a variation of what we saw in the square face one. You've got this side part sweep and a bit of a crew cut. Really, you've got a bit more length on those sides and adding texture into the top. And again guys, you can even go for something a lot closer to the head, so more just of that side part. You can even have it razor parted in. Or really if you're someone that wants a bit more volume like me, then you might just want to sweep your hair up and out of your face. So again, a bit more weight on the back and sides, and then just with all that texture on top. Now the third face shape is diamond. If you've got this, then you'll have a chiseled jaw and angular cheekbones. Really your cheekbones will be the widest part of your face, followed by your forehead and then your jawline. Now for this one, you can go for more length on top, really just to add a bit more shape around your face. You know, something like a high fade with a sweeping fringe will add more width to the top, whilst accentuating your cheekbones. Or you can really just push the hair right back, up off your face, but avoid coming too high because it really will make it feel too boxy around here. The trick to this one is to add loads more texture into the hair, which will break up those hard lines and give you a little bit more movement into the style. Then moving into the second category, and the first one is the round face shape. Now like the square face shape, this one's also characterized by an equal length and width, but everything will be much softer. Now if you've got this one, then you'll tend to have fuller cheeks and more delicate features. Now to find the balance in this one, you really want to be building up height. So actually you can go super short on the back and sides, but you might want to have a little bit more volume. So something like a skin fade with a pomp would work perfectly. And if that's maybe just a little too severe for you, then you can go for a fade. So you can go low, medium or high, and then have all that texture in the movement on top, so you can have it quite spiky, or you can just sweep it back and over. On to the most common face shape, and this is oval. Now if you've got this face shape, then your chin will be slightly narrower than your forehead, but your proportions will be balanced overall. Also, a typical feature of this one is that you'll have high cheekbones. Now this is actually my face shape, the oval, so I can talk to you as a proper expert. Really for this one, you want to be getting the hair out and off your face. You can keep all that length on the top, but you don't want to be having it down across your face. If you are going to have something like a swooping fringe, you're going to lose all those angles and really make your face look a lot rounder. The key thing for this one, and actually what I would say is a real fail-safe, is to have something like a classic cut fade. So have it tight on the sides and then keep loads of the weight on top. Then you can do something like a quiff or a pompadour, and guys, you can go as extreme as you want, so you can have a skin fade or you can have slightly more weight on the sides, but really do keep it neat. Now the final face shape is triangle. Now this one's all about angular features. In essence, really, it is like an upside down triangle. You'll have a jawline that's wider than your cheekbones, which in turn is wider than your forehead. Now with a triangular face shape, really you want to be trying to balance out that wider jawline with a more narrow forehead. Adding a little bit more volume to the sides and also the top will help to do this. But actually, don't go too soft with it, because it really will draw attention to that jaw and also the proportions of your face. I would also say the best thing for this one is to add loads of texture, really breaking it up and also adding a little bit more in terms of shape to your face. You can actually see here, you know, actually just swooping the hair across will help to do that and also add a little bit more height to that face. Or really, if I was going for it, I'd have more of that volume on top, so more of like that big textured quiff, and then just keep some of that weight on the sides. But if you are wanting to go for something, I would say like actually something a bit more trend led, then you can go for this one, which is more like the mid fade, and then have that big sweeping textured fringe coming down and over. But there you go guys, 6 face shapes. It all comes down to you. You can follow these different rules and instructions and only do what I say, but there is no fun in that. Go out there, try different cuts, different styles, work with different products, and really see what suits you and your own individual sort of personality. Some guys will have the same face shape, but they will hold the haircuts and the style in a far different way just because of who they are. And that's the most important thing. You know, always find something and work with something that makes you feel good. There you go, a little pep talk at the end of this. But thank you very much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. I should also say I'm doing an hashtag AskMFH, Ask Man for Himself, on Instagram. So if you've not followed me, come across and follow me now. There'll be a button just up there. Give it a click, come straight across. And also if you're new to my channel and you've still not pressed subscribe, then come on, press subscribe right now. The button is just up there. There's also more video suggestions down there. Stay with me and watch them, or there is loads going on in my blog right there. But I'm gonna see you in the next new video, which will be Sunday. Bye bye.